Welcome to Strumming for Learning. Thank you so much for your interest in this program. I hope that you're going to have a lot of fun. You don't need any musical experience in order to participate in this, and you will not be learning how to read music. This is the simplest way to learn to play the ukulele. I hope that you get some personal satisfaction out of this by learning a new instrument, which is also amazing for your brain. But I also hope that it brings a little bit more joy to your teaching and helps you integrate some music into the curriculum and routines that you're already doing in your classroom or whatever environment you currently have with students. So before we start our course, I want to give you a quick little heads up on how you can prepare before the first day. So first of all, you have to have an instrument. And ukuleles come in 4 sizes, but we're not going to work with the largest one. That's called a baritone, and that requires totally different tuning. So I'm not even going to get into a baritone. I'm going to talk about the other 3 main sizes, from smallest to largest, the soprano size, and the middle size is the concert size, and the largest is the tenor. So I'm going to show you what each one looks like. I highly recommend you go to your local music shop and tell them, I've never played this instrument before, and I'd really just like to hold each one and see what they feel like. Because you might like the way one looks on a video or watching someone else hold it, but to actually feel it for yourself is a little bit different. So first we have the soprano, and that's the smallest size. This tends to be more for students. The neck is a lot smaller, so if you have larger fingers, this one's probably going to be pretty difficult for you to play. Some people love it, so go try it out. The actual size of it is the smallest, so that does change the sound. It will make it a little more high-pitched, and depending on what material it's made out of, it can tend to sound a little more toy-ish unless you have amazing quality materials like really good wood or something like that. So anyways, this is great for students, the soprano, but you might like the way it feels when you're holding it, having it really small. When you strum, they start to slide. So you kind of want to see how it feels within your forearm, because that's where you end up holding it if you're not using a strap. So just some things to think about. This is the soprano. And then we have the middle size, and the middle size is a concert. And a lot of people like this because it's the happy medium between the really small one and the larger one. So the concert is going to have a little bit more room in that neck for your finger space. The body is a little bit bigger, so the sound will be just a little bit more robust than the soprano. And again, it's just a little bit bigger, so it might be a little more comfortable for you to hold, but you really need to hold it for yourself to see what you think. Depending on the shape of your body, you might have to hold it up a little bit higher or lower, but being able to actually feel it for yourself is really important. So this is the concert size, the middle size. And then we have the largest size. I personally prefer the tenor, just because I like the bigger sound that comes out of the bigger body. But I also like the finger space for my chord shapes up here. There's some chords where you have to fit 3 fingers all right next to each other, and it's really difficult the smaller neck space you have on those smaller sized instruments. But again, each one, the smaller the shape, it's going to change your sound, the bigger the shape as well, if you have a more robust sound or kind of a higher pitched sound. Also, the material that your ukulele is made out of makes a big difference. Mahogany is a really great wood that it has a really nice warm tone to it. If you find one that's plastic, a lot of times the plastic ones are going to sound a little bit more toyish. The strings also make a big difference. If you do decide to get one that is a much lower budget one, like on Amazon or something like that, just check and see. Sometimes when you get it, the strings, it might sound a little toyish, and just changing the strings out makes a big difference. But if you're feeling like this is a big thing to think about and try to figure out, again, I highly recommend going to your local music shop and asking them, can I hold those 3 different sizes? Are there any tips that you have on what to choose, and see how it feels? Another thing to think about when you're purchasing a uke is a strap. So I personally, when I first started, I really wanted a strap. I still find them a little slippery. I don't need a strap anymore, but it is still a little slippery when I play. So if you would like a strap, you do need to pay attention to the strap buttons. They don't all come with them. So when you are looking at ukes, pay attention to that. You can purchase the buttons separately, but I wouldn't recommend adding something to the outside of your instrument. It might change the sound of it and you might crack the wood or something. So just keep an eye out. This one in particular has a strap button at the bottom, but it does not have one at the top here. So what I have to do is I have to tie my strap just above the nut underneath the strings here, and then it connects at the bottom. So if it does not come with the top button for the strap, it's okay. Just make sure your strap has a little tie option on one end. I have my concert size one does have 2 buttons. That was one of my deciding factors. I have one at the top and one at the bottom. This is an Enya brand. I really like this instrument. The one thing I don't like is when I had to change the strings. You have to change them on the inside. That's a whole nother thing we could get into way later. Otherwise, I really like the instrument. This is a Kala brand, really good quality. They also have student ukes that are plastic, and they really sound great, and they're virtually indestructible. So excellent brand to follow. And here's just kind of a basic strap. You'll see the strap has a little spot that fits over that button. And then on the other end, it would have a tie. This one in particular does not have a tie, but it would just have like 2 little strings to tie on. Okay, so you'd need a ukulele. You have to pick one that you're comfortable with and that you love. If you get one that you don't like, you're not gonna like playing it. So definitely take the time to really research what's comfortable for you. As far as a teaching environment, they all fit super easily right next to a rocking chair, right on the carpet. They're really lightweight, all 3 sizes. So it's really a comfort level with your body. The other thing you need besides a ukulele is a clip-on tuner. You can get these super generic. Sometimes when you buy a uke, it'll come in a pack with a clip-on tuner. You don't have to know how to use it yet. This will be necessary. If you don't want to spend money on a tuner, a clip-on tuner, there are free apps you can download to tune your instrument. However, those listen to the sound all around, so there can be a lot of interruptions when you're trying to tune on an app, whereas a clip-on tuner actually uses the vibrations in the instrument at the headstock, at the tip. So you could just leave it on your instrument all the time and constantly be able to tune it. It's up to you. Obviously, you don't have to. You can just clip it on when you're tuning, but you need some option to tune. So you have a ukulele, you're gonna get yourself a clip-on tuner or download a free free tuning app. The last thing you're gonna need is a binder. I personally like to have my chord chart in the front so that it's really easy for me to access when needed. Obviously, you can do whatever you'd like in the front. I put my whole how-to guide inside, and I like to have it on inside plastic sleeves. When I am teaching, I keep this binder on the ground, and when I'm flipping through songs, it turns the pages super easy for me rather than them sticking together. So it helps me get through things a lot quicker. So put each page in a plastic sleeve, put it in order so you have easy access to everything. And I highly recommend getting those songs in the back. As you accumulate your own music, you can just keep adding to this binder. What's really nice about this is you can take a binder to and from home and work. So when you have your uke and your music, you can have your personal music you're working on and your classroom music. Because again, this instrument isn't just for the classroom, it can really bring a lot of joy to yourself. And I highly recommend working on some songs that really speak to you and keep you excited about learning the instrument.